Hello, welcome back and thanks for watching. We're just going to do a quick recap of our Arizona trip, and we just wanted to fill you in on some of the things that we found that were good, that were bad, not so ugly. I think the whole trip was actually pretty good, so probably just this dislikes, some likes, and some other things too. Don't mind our daughter in the back. She's playing somewhere over here or over here, and you'll see her running around, but yeah.
Yes, gracias. Yes.
Smile, 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 smile.
Cool.
Smile. Smile.
So our goal for our Solasphere channel is that we can reach 1,000 followers, I guess subscribers, right? So we just ask you that you join us in that effort, just because we want to be able to share our memories with each and every one of you, and just obviously learn something new as we go through our adventures.
Yeah, we thankful for everyone that has been on so far and watching our shows. You know, a lot of probably friends and family, but we have, you know, probably half of them that we don't know that are just following us now. So even though it's a small number, we consider it to be important, and we want to share stuff with you that's relevant. So if you want to leave in comments some things that are helpful or some things that you want to know, and you know, we just want to get the videos better as we go on. So yeah, we're gonna get into some of the things we want to talk about. So I think one of the things that I didn't like was really the limitations of the hotel room. The hotel room actually really stopped us from doing a lot of things. I mean, it's times that it's good, but there's a lot of benefits from hotel rooms, and we understand that, you know, it's accommodating to some people, you know, and it definitely was to us too, because we got to actually do this trip because of it, you know. But I think there is just different things that you miss out on when you're actually in a hotel room, you know, things like you know, you always have to go back to it. You know, obviously you're not in the parks that you want to go to. You're not really into the places that fully into the places that you want to be. You're always having to say how far are we at from the hotel, how much time we're going to be, and you're not really fully immersed in it. So I think that's one of the big limitations from our trip, is that we're constantly having to just reflect on, okay, we can only stay in this vicinity, versus actually just saying, hey, well, being more adventurous like we wanted to be, and just saying let's go, and obviously that's because we have kids. We have to be aware of stuff like this and balls being tossed at us, which you're just like.
I think my dislike is the feeling of being rushed. I've never liked that. I think with our first video, we try to do our best to show you how rushed we are, but I think that starting a trip rushed and having last minute changes, I just noticed that I'm not very good at that, especially when we have to pack everything and we have to get the car ready and we have to get ourselves ready. And I think that kind of reassured me to know that I'm much more of a planner and it makes me feel very uncomfortable when we have last minute changes.
Yeah.
I think that it kind of sets a mood of like, let's hurry when it's supposed to be a vacation, or it's supposed to be something that's supposed to be relaxing. And when you start that way, it was hard to shake it off for me. I don't do well rushed. I like being able to take my time, especially, and I think that's what planning does for me. I think planning makes me feel comfortable and like I'm ready to go and I can take it.
Yeah, and you really hate eating in the car.
I do hate eating in the car.
You hate eating in the car. You hate, like, she hates going through drive-through and then being like, okay, let's just go. Let's eat real quick and let's get to our destination. Like, she hates all that. So when she talks about rush, she's like really talking about like all aspects of the rush environment. Like, she wants to be able to like stop. She wants to be able to, if we have to use the restroom, it's not going to use the restroom. It's, let's just see. Hi. It's really like,
daughter.
happy too. Yeah, she's right here. Anything she wants to do. She wants to do it with, the peace of mind that she's gonna have enough time, that she's not going to you know, leave something on the counter, you know, in the truck, at the hotel room, and we're gonna have what we need when we go, and it's gonna be all thought out. So I think the rushed is actually.
I did not like that. What I liked about our trip was obviously the end when we were able to go to our hotel, and included in our hotel amenity was the lazy pool. I think that was such a great time for us to just relax from all the walking, all the exploring that we did, especially with our littles, and the weather that's out there in Arizona during the time that we went. It was just nice to just wake up and do nothing as far as like nothing, I guess, planned. It sounds funny because I know that's what I don't like, you know, that I don't like is the spontaneity, but I also like the sheer fact of being able to relax with my kids and doing something that was definitely needed at the end, huh?
Yeah, definitely was needed.
What about you? What did you like?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. I think the best thing, well, obviously, was Arizona. You know, I think one of the highlights for the trip for me was, and because I like animals, I've always liked animals. I worked at vets, you know, as a vet tech. I've always been around animals, dogs, my whole life. My parents have, you know, put us in an environment with tons of animals, and that's to say the least. Maybe we'll hit that in another video and show you what I mean by that. But as for now, you know, I've always been around animals, so of course the Arizona was the highlight. It was a highlight of my trip, and the way they do it is just so amazing. I think because you get to drive through the exhibits, and I know I've said this before, but it's just so cool because, you know, usually you're standing outside and looking into their environment and they're looking back at you, but this time you actually got to see them, like, you know, laying down, obviously bears because it's Arizona, laying down, but they also had wolves. They had just tons of animals that we showed and we didn't show. And if you don't like that, if you're too, you know, because they do come up to your car. I mean, a few times you had them just right up next to your car, and if you don't like that type of stuff, then, you know, it's probably not for you. But you also have the option to go into the park, so you could just, you know, not do that portion at all, park, go inside, and actually just see the animals as a regular zoo. And they have a wonderful gift shop. They have a lot of things, and we went there once before, and it has grown immensely since that time. So they're really trying to do a good thing for the animals, and you know, keep them in their natural habitat with larger spaces and as natural as it can be. So it's really cool to see that, and you're driving like 5 miles an hour. It's really, really slow, but that's part of the fun, I think, and having the kids being able to get up out of their seats and, you know, look out the windows and put their hands out in certain parts. Some parts you had to roll up the windows, but it's really cool. I think it's amazing just to be able to do that.
Recommendations for our kids. So our kids are ages 7, 4, and going to be 2 years old. And so we always like to be able to give families an idea of what they should do when they're traveling, especially road tripping. Right now we're doing road tripping in a vehicle as opposed to many other families that perhaps like maybe use like RVs, or maybe they're traveling in planes, maybe not right now, but you know, that's one means of traveling. And so one thing that I always can recommend is the app called Roadtrippers. I think Roadtrippers is really great for families, especially with little ones, because it allows families to be able to plan accordingly, and that's always great.
Oh man, there is a guy that's blowing his thing over here.
His
Gotta
leaf
wait.
blower.
So we'll
blowing
get back
his
to you.
thing. I'm supposed to pick up something over here.
we're picking some things up around the corner. We got on a walk. We need to take this little girl out because she's going to take her nap pretty soon.
Nap time.
Nap time, nap time. And I think that is one of the recommendations, is getting sleep. Make sure your kids are able to take naps and make sure they're able to have their normal routine, because then they get thrown off and then your trip is actually just in shambles because you are not able to go ahead. We're here. They're not able to do what they normally do. So then as far as, you know, the kids go, they're unhappy. So then parents are unhappy. And if you ever been hangry or have kids that are hangry, they are not pleasant to be around. The trip becomes, you know, not as fun. It becomes more task oriented, and you know, you're arguing and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. And if you could plan those things ahead of time, I think that goes into that portion of it. And my wife loves just being a little more planned, as far as like, I like the spontaneity of things. But when you have snacks and you have things to do and you have entertainment and you have rest times and all that stuff is done, then everybody stays happy and you're able to just, you know, enjoy what you plan to do, the fun parts, the excitement, the adventure, and it's not so much focused on the arguments, I guess.
Well, and I also think too, it's always nice to see what offbeat attractions there are. Sometimes only locals know about those things, and so we, as you know, out-of-towners, not only want to see the touristy things, but we want to be able to see things that perhaps hold true for that city or for that state or even that county. And so Roadtrippers seems to be a really good app to be able to kind of give you first-hand information. But if you guys know of any other apps just like that, or perhaps know of any other information hubs, we would welcome that for sure.
Put them in the comments below, and we're going to get to those as best we can. We really need this stuff because we are finding that, you know, there really is an app for everything. And so
Yeah.
when you're on the road, it is just more vital because you use it a lot more. So
I mean, what do you recommend for like families that have little ones and they're driving on the road?
when you have little kids on the road, I would think that being intentional when you drive is a huge thing, because if you're doing road trips like we're doing right now, in a van.
Oops, speed bump.
Speed bump, sorry. When you're doing you know, road trips in a van, obviously they're in their car seats, you're being safe, you're doing what you have to do to maintain safety for your children in case of an accident, whatever, and that's just a given. But they can't always be on their iPads, they can't always be, you know, only so much reading they can do, as at least my 6-7-year-old, or coloring. You know, it just gets boring sitting down, and then they get that, you know, soreness coming in, and it's just they're crying and it's not fun. So I think one of the things is being intentional when you drive. When you drive is so important. So if you're going on, like, you know, well, hello, more than 3 hours, I think you need to, like what we do is we drive at night.
Mm-hmm.
And so we plan our trip accordingly. So if we're doing a long distance, more than 3 hours, we go ahead and say, you know what, let's just leave later. Or, you know, if we're leaving our initial destination, we usually take, like, you know, 6-hour drive, or even sometimes like up to 7 hours, and at times even 8, huh?
Yeah, depending what time we leave and when, I guess, sunset is, because of course that's when the kids start waking up, is when the sun starts hitting their little faces.
Yeah, definitely. So they usually stay awake because they're so excited about leaving and the initial trip, and and we're on vacation, you know, and it's just one of those happy moments that they love. And we're finally here. We've been talking about it for a week or so, because we don't really like to tell them, you know, any later than or sooner than a week, you know, because then they're just, are we going yet? Are we going yet? Are we going yet? And so I think that we leave about, for the initial trip, we leave 1 to 2 hours before, so they're up for like 1, 2, maybe a little more than that, and then they end up falling asleep. And then we have time to talk, we have time to listen to audiobooks, we have time to do what we want to do, but we also try to get to our destination as fast as we can. So we just sort of beeline it to our destination, and then we start our trip. So being intentional when you drive, when you have little kids, is very important.
conversations about like maybe what are some things we want to do, you know, like for the future. We were able to explore a lot of different things this time around, which was really great. But I think that something that sparked my interest, which I was really surprised about, was that when we went to the ghost town, that was really fun. I think the fact that the kids were so into it, they went panning for gold, and they had a lot of questions. And at that time when we went, there was tours, and so we had a really great time in exploring that. And I think being able to like show the boys, and of course my daughter, she's a little bit younger, but just the fact that we were able to explore that particular ghost town was really fun. Don't you think? Like, they got
ghost towns are amazing because they have a lot of history in them.
Yeah.
They have a lot of history. They have a lot of you know, obviously a lot of them are gold and mining towns. And
yes, baby.
yeah, I'll get it for you.
Oh, baby.
Her babies fell. Okay.
All right, hold on, Trip. All right, so another speed bump. There we go.
So, like I said, there was a lot of history in those towns. There's a lot of things, and a lot of them are mining, old mine operations. They have mines, and they have things you can go down. And we went into the mine this last time, which we got in trouble for recording. Oops, sorry, we didn't mean to. We didn't know. So, but it was just cool, you know. And it was a smaller one, and a lot of stuff was still closed up. I mean, some of the stores were open, but you couldn't really eat because of COVID. And but all in all, it was a really, really cool trip, and we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed seeing the boys do little activities, panning for gold, like she said, and we want to visit more of them. There's a lot more around us.
I didn't realize how many. I mean, I don't know if that's just because, and I mean, soon we'll find out, right? Like, we don't know if it's our region of United States, or, I mean, I'm not familiar with them. So if you guys know of any cool ghost towns as well, I think we'd be really psyched to see them. And so, yeah. I mean, I would, just because of the experience that we had at the Goldfield Coast town. Well, we had a great time. What do you think? I mean, what do you hope that we can explore next time? I mean, what do you think would be great
the kids
for
really
us?
enjoy the national park. We noticed that they like to go outdoors more. They like to, you know, be climbing on things. They like to, they just like nature. And we didn't really know that until we started going out. And so we're really going to, the next couple of trips, I think the future trips, we're going to try to just really go to more national parks, see more nature, get out and see, you know, animals in their environment, not zoos per se, but, you know, actually like in, you know, birds, and because they've been talking about birds, and my son has been talking about, you know, different animals, and, you know, and so we just want to give them those experiences. So I think that's what we're going to try to do, right? Just
I think that you're right. I think I myself was really hesitant having our kids go to outdoor places. I know it's in their element. I know like there's so much great learning that needs to be done, but I was very nervous about it. I have one child who's super cautious, and I mean, I kind of feel like he wasn't really the one I was worried about. I'm worried about my two youngers that are a little bit more risk-taking, and I was just a little bit nervous, you know, that nervous mommy. And so when I saw how well they both did at the Grand Canyon, not to say I was surprised, obviously I knew they always had it in them, but I just didn't realize how well they did. And so that definitely gave me some sense of like peace to be able to explore much more. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to check out our national parks, national recreation places, areas. I think we're hoping maybe we can do some trails too. And okay,
seems to be getting a habit.
And to explore some trails and to explore some really like outdoor gems that I myself have never experienced. And so it's nice that I can experience that with my kiddos.
Another thing I think we would do is more like science museums. Gideon, my oldest son, he loves science, and so we really want to.
Very curious.
Yeah, we went to the Air and Space Museum, that's where we noticed that he just, you know, Pima Air and Space, and he just really loved the airplanes, and not only that, you know, because they're huge and they're indoors and outdoors, but actually trying to understand, you know, a missile from a you know,
from a rocket.
And you know, why is there different sizes and shapes, and why does this one have, you know, this and that? And he was trying to really asking these questions to how are they made and what kind of metal, and just different things that really his age wouldn't ask unless there was a real interest in it. So we really want to nurture that in him. So we're probably going to be doing a lot more science museums so along the way, and we're starting from home and working our way out. Actually like to come and sit. At least I do a lot. You like it though, huh?
Yeah, I do. It's really nice. I mean, you can hear a little bit of the freeway behind us. That's, you know, the Highway 1 behind us. But other than that, it's actually a pretty peaceful place, and it's just nice and serene.
Yeah, once you get used to the sound, I think it just kind of like goes away after a while. You know, you become numb to it, or you just don't hear it. So it's just nice to watch the water. It's just a little lake. There's no outlet or inlet, but the water collects here, and it's just the wind. You probably can hear the wind. Moves the water, and the ducks come over here and fly over it and land and take off. And it's really nice. It's just like a cool place to buy our house, and we like to come over here.
We enjoyed what we didn't like and our recommendations of what we hope to do. First off, we want to thank you guys for following, for subscribing. You know, just like I mentioned in the beginning, our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we're asking for your help. We want to be able to reach people that perhaps we couldn't reach, and we're hoping that we can go ahead and provide information and give guidance to families, individuals that want to be able to travel and, you know, might not be a part of that. So
yeah, and the big goal is just to help. We really want to help and enrich somebody else's life, because we are, you know, wanting to do more traveling. We changed our jobs, not recently, but, you know, within the last couple of years, sorry about that, to really do that. And we realized that we only have a certain amount of time with our kids. You know, we heard, and it was said to us that, you know, you only have about, from the time you have your kids to really about 18 years, you know, and our oldest son is 7, our youngest is going to be 2. And so we really only have, you know, with our oldest, about another 11 years. So, and to say that is insane. Is really crazy. So, you know, we really do want to help. We really want to enrich somebody else's life. We really want to be able to do, because like I said before, we changed our jobs to maybe not making more money, but to having more time. So we moved and actually found jobs where we could have, you know, a school schedule, so we could link our schedules with our sons and our kids.
Just for the sake of quality, right? Like being able to be available. So what we've done is we've changed it from quantity to quality, and that's really worked for us, especially with our kids being so young.
Yeah. Yes, and it's been beneficial. You know, we've if you followed our first videos where we didn't have, it was like a mute video, we didn't have no talking, trying to figure out how to do this. You know, we uploaded our Disneyland trips. We're annual pass holders before all this COVID, and we every break we would go for a trip to Disneyland, and because we just wanted time with our kids. It didn't matter where, it didn't matter what we were doing, but Disneyland was available, and it's close to us. You know, not close, but it was close enough that we can drive and get it.
Our state,
Go on our breaks for, you know, spring break or holidays, and just go out there. But, you know, we want to just get information for you guys, do this more, and figure out you know, rhyme, a reason, a strategy, so that more people could do this. You know, it's not easy, but we've been trying to do this for a while and really invest into our kids in a different way. And it's non-traditional, but and people sometimes won't understand that, but it's not for them to understand. It's for you to have your experience with your family, with your intimate circle, your partner, your people. So
yeah, and we're really excited about the next season. We're not going to reveal anything, but we got some amazing plans for all of you to join us, and so we hope that you've enjoyed our recap video. It's been great to be able to share our memories with you. And like we mentioned, don't feel shy to share our channel, share our videos, and just know that your
a little bit is a lot for someone else. See you later, guys. Talk to you soon. What do you need? Go ahead. Go to the swing. Go. Okay, so welcome back. We are recapping our Arizona trip, and
the one that didn't want to have done. Bloopers!
Oh, no, we're good. We're blocking the car. There's a car like right behind us that is parked. Like, what are these people doing? Holding this camera here.
Thank you guys for watching our Arizona season. It was, hopefully you guys noticed that we had a blast exploring the state and doing a couple things that we had planned to do for quite some time now, huh?
Yes. But that's the awkwardness of doing this, but really we'll take the sacrifice for all of you so we can help you out.
No, and also he's been around home this morning because my daughter just fell asleep.
Oh
so.
my God.
A little bit.
Is a lot to someone else. Let's do that again. I know you're doing that. That's good. I think, yeah, you're
Deal with Mama Bear.
But I mean, it is a really nice place, so people love to drive.
I guess he wanted to take it this way too.
Yeah, it probably does without the wind. But after you walk a little bit, it's not bad at all. Alright, yeah. Checking out the water. But you...
Oh, no.
Bye.